evening. And welcome to the extravaganza, the wonderful thing. 15 minutes late, but we're with you tonight, and we've got great guests tonight. And tonight, of course, we have to start with... And it would be really helpful if I started...
with the harmonica the right way around.
The bottom was at the top, and the top was at the bottom. And how often, I know I have, that's gone wrong. It's 8:15 on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He said, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la. Sing us a song, and the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. I hope you are, and you got us feeling all right. Now, John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. Oh, and he's quick with a joke. He'll light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. He said, John, I believe this is killing me. As the smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. It's a pretty good crowd for a Sunday.
Oh, yes,
Well,
it is.
like this, it is indeed.
It
you
is.
know, and the manager, she gives me. Well, it isn't a smile. It's not a smile. It's not a smile. No, coming down those stairs after you've done your wee, let's be honest, that was not a smile. It's, what are you doing? I can't believe it.
Just the look.
That was
eyes.
nearly 40 years of marriage, okay? That's what it is. And if you'd been in here for the last hour and a half trying to get everybody in on everything, we're doing that, you know, then the manager, she might give me a smile. She knows that it's me. Oh, yes, she knows that it's me. Oh, she knows full well. There's a midnight train to Georgia kind of well. You know what I'm saying? She knows that it's me. They've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival. And the microphone, it smells like a beer. And then you sit at the bar, hand with bread in my jar, and say, man, what are you doing here? La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Sing it now. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Come on, sing, Sue. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. As the piano quietly disappears into the background, we welcome you to a late,
but we're here.
But great.
You are here. We are
evening.
thrilled to have you here, and a particular welcome to anyone who is new tonight.
Yeah,
Can I
and to
just
say this is not normal.
This is, well, not possibly late going up, but certainly slight bit of hilarity, shall we say. But welcome to everyone, particularly those of you who are joining us for the first time, and very special welcome to anyone joining us for the first time, having heard us on the radio this morning. So thank you very much for making your way into our home, into the Steinway room, and buckle up, guys, because it's going to be a bit of a
freaky evening, all right? A bit of a kind of out there evening. And everybody says, oh, do you know what's going to happen? No, we don't know what's going to happen. And I have a few songs that might happen.
My life. Sorry? I don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to happen. It is. I put a jacket on for you. I hope you like that. Do you like the trendy?
Nice. It looks very nice.
It's very. I'm very cutting edge, as you know, and I have the final word in fashion. I don't.
Cutting edge in Blue Harbour fashion.
Sorry, be quiet. Blue Harbour. Where would we be without Blue Harbour? And you're going to see a man tonight who wears shirts louder than I am. I mean, I'm talking loud. All right. So sunglasses on for when Steve appears. I just have to do one more song before I speak to a special guest that really, in a way, is like a public information film. I just want to kind of get you, everybody, kind of in the mood for the vaccination. And if you didn't think about, actually, that was the thing. I said to Sue, she said, I saw this dress. We were driving out today, and there was this second-hand shop close to where we live. And it was, it's very upper kind of upper crust, isn't it? In Chilworth. Yes. And as you pass it, we bought hats for the wedding. Yeah, we rented the hats for the weddings. It was. And I passed by, and there was this beautiful dress in the thing. And I said, Sue, we should go back and we should get you that dress. And she said, what for? She said, I've got nothing to go for. I said, there's the second vaccination. That, my friends, is where we are at the moment. Somebody sent me, before I phone the lovely local Dr. Anna Williams, Gareth Hill sent this, and I don't know if I've got time to do it all, but
go for it.
I'm going to go. He wrote this, and he went,
thank you, Gareth.
Thank you. Now, Gareth, this is marginally funny for a Methodist. All right? It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowds logging in. Change there. There's an old man in the royal box. Enough about John Dick. With some crisps and a rather large gin. Well, he's obviously not a Methodist if that's a rather large gin. It's certainly not Richard. And Richard and Val, they don't have anything up there. He said, son, can you help my poor memory? That's quite good. I'm not really sure where to go. Well, I knocked on the door, but I've forgotten what's for. But the manager just wouldn't say no. She said, come and sing a song with a piano man. Come sing a song tonight. 'Cause although you might want to be going home, we've got you trapped here, all right. Enough of that. What's it mean, trapped here, all right? You want to be here. Now, John at the bar is a Scottish chap. Yes. who got some mugs for tea. And he's quick with a jest, though they're never the best. But there's no place that he'd rather be. He said, friends, I believe it's so good for us, meeting up on a Sunday like this. Oh, I'm sure we could summon a YouTube choir and be set for a big Christmas hit. Oh yes. La 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 la. And Victoria is practicing pointy sticks.
Yay.
While the early birds slowly doze off. They're sharing a place called the Steinway room, where the seating is always enough. Oh, we're singing the songs with the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for our melody, and our voices are sounding just right. It's a pretty good crowd for a Sunday, and the manager gives us a smile, 'cause she knows that we scream when she comes on the screen. Now this I really don't.
Yes.
I really,
yes.
I really object
I love
to
you,
that.
Gareth.
Okay, I'll just play that line for you one, because she knows that we scream when she comes on the screen. She's on tour, just to remind you, of all the women's meetings in the Northwest, singing her one song very soon. And forget JV's there for a while. I might just remind you.
Oh, stop being bitter and twisted. Just move on with the song.
And the piano, it sounds like a carnival. And the technical team make it fizz. Thank you, Rachel and Claire and Ben. They're way up in Barrow, with brows that are furrowed each time there's a momentary hiss. La 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 la. Last time. La 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 la. We're singing the songs with the piano man, singing the songs tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and your voices are sounding just right. I'm sure Billy will be singing those songs as alternative. I'll send them to him, see what he says.
Absolutely fabulous. Well done, Gareth.
Yeah,
I think you should
excellent.
put those words up on the Facebook.
Straight away, I'm going to phone Dr. Anna Williams, who is who is one
Our
of the lead-
GP.
Sorry?
Our GP.
Our GP. And I'm going to talk to her a little bit. Here we go. Of course, unless she's, hello, this is the NHS. I'm sorry, we don't take this call anymore. I think she's probably forgotten. Oh.
Hello?
Hello, Dr. Williams. This is Jonathan Vera. This is
Hi,
Lord
Jonathan.
Vera
Good
of
evening.
Guildford here. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
I'm sorry we phoned you late because all our technical thing just broke down. I'm sure you don't.
Yeah, so I heard.
I'm sure you don't have any such problems in your surgery, do you?
Oh, never, no. Wouldn't dream of it.
No, and actually, there's not been much happening really for you over the last few months, has there?
It's been pretty calm, twiddling my thumbs, really, on the whole. That's
Oh
it.
my word! How have you been? How have you been coping with it all?
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's been very busy, very busy, as we all know, in the NHS. But there's certain perks in terms of, I think it's actually been a privilege to get out of the house and go to work and be dealing with, seeing real life people and, doing my little bit towards it, really. So,
Well, we thank you. We thank you for your
going.
work in the community. And
Thank
thank
you.
you to Nick, your husband, who told you to take this call And,
Yeah, you did. I know. I was trying to get out of it.
Yeah, I know. Well, good try, but you failed miserably. And in fact, you could become our doctor in residence if you're very careful.
Well, one step at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about. I will be having. We've got another immunologist hopefully coming on next week. But I think just to give his from a scientific and a modelling point of view as well. But I just wanted really having both of us have now had the vaccine, and I want us to kind of from a local practitioner's point of view. Could you just say a little bit to people out there who may be a little bit reticent, who've been swayed by things that have happened on YouTube or the little messages they've seen? Can you just tell us why we should have it, Doctor?
Absolutely. I would be thrilled to, because really, bottom line is that vaccination is our only way out of the current pandemic. And I don't think there's any of us that want to be in lockdown a day or a minute more than we have to, really, for a whole load of reasons that I don't need to go into. And, there's been a lot of questionable decisions about the management of the pandemic, I think we can safely say. But the vaccination programme is something that we really are doing right and is really going well. And as such, I just think it's a huge cause for optimism. So to those who are feeling reticent, I would just say, yes, keep informed, but trust those who know. Trust the scientists and the professionals and your local GP. We want the best for people. Over 12 million people have now had first dose of vaccine in the UK. And it's without a doubt safe and effective, and it's going to protect us against severe COVID and death and protect hospitalisations and so forth. So, without a doubt, I would encourage people 100% to have it. And if you do have any queries, I'd direct them to the people that know.
Yes, I think that's exactly right. We were talking earlier about this, and you were saying that there were people who, in the first instance, were overjoyed. Just say a little bit about what it's slightly amusing.
So I'm working as a GP in Guildford, but then on top of that, I'm doing shifts at the G Live at the local vaccination hub, which is run, as a lot of you may know, by GPs and practice nurses, amongst others, and a whole wonderful team of volunteers. And the first few weeks of vaccinating, people were just delighted to be offered a vaccine. And obviously the first cohorts we're doing were the most elderly and most frail. So for a lot of them, it was like their first day out since March, out of the four walls, to see real-life people in a place in the middle of Guildford for something as positive as a vaccine. And they were just, overjoyed and delighted, really. So it felt a privilege to be able to be involved. And the phrase that kept coming up time and time again was, this just gets me a step closer to hugging my grandchildren. And there was just no questions asked, just get on with it, roll your sleeve up, let's go. And I think, in recent weeks, I think with, fake news and various media things, and maybe a slightly younger population that we're now vaccinating, you suddenly started getting these questions. Thursday we were giving the AstraZeneca vaccine, and somebody said to me, I was rather hoping for the Oxford one, because I've been told that's 67 and that one's 64, and suddenly there's these questions coming in, and what's your opinion on the 12-week dose gap, and what about the new variant, and suddenly just a bit of a swing from this, thank goodness we finally got a solution, to the sort of immediately we tend to err on this side of doubt, which can creep in and sort of steal the joy of it, really. It's interesting watching the sway of the way people are treating it, and I just, constantly come back to people and say, look, this is going to make a difference to you and to those around you and to the national picture. So, if you're going to bring on an immunologist in another week, brilliant, and a statistician and people like that know the real intricacies, but for the everyday person wondering about whether or not to have a vaccine, this is just good news.
Yes,
and,
it is.
And I think those that have got the information.
And I think also what we're talking about when talking to them, this difference between 67% and 72%, or in the first dose. These are in immunology terms, they're insignificant. And
absolutely.
And we have to know this, and actually I just wanted to have you on here. I loved what you talked about, stealing the joy. And I think actually that there is something about this that when we went up to St Heliers up in, and we went to have ours up with the rest of the NHS bunch who were having it.
Yeah.
And they saw, one of the ladies saw that I was a singer, and she saw that I was a singer, and I had the injection. She said, "Oh, give us all a song." She said, "We're so depressed up here." So I said, "Oh, I don't know." And my wife was sitting there going, "Oh, here we go." And I sung them a little Italian aria, from years ago, and they all came out of their booth, those giving it, and they were it was like, first of all, it was the first live audience I'd had since March the 6th, and the second thing, was that actually they were wanting to be out amongst people, saying what a wonderful thing, what a great opportunity, and it opened up conversations. People then came onto the show and watched the show the next day. Yeah. So there is something very joyous about this, and I'm very grateful for you giving your time saying these things. And as a practitioner, it's not good enough coming from me. Coming from you, it has a lot of weight. So.
Well, I hope so, because this is good news.
Great. Thank you, Anna. I'm going to move on. We've got another lot going on.
Thank you.
And our doctor in residence, Dr. Anna Williams. Thank you so much. Bless you. And speak again.
Speak to you. God bless.
Bye. Bye-bye.
And Anna's husband, Nick, is on the line, and he went, "Doctor in residence," he said, "that's our Sunday evening's gone then."
Yes, that's right. Because I think we'll do a phone-in now,
yes.
Nick. I think that's what we'll do.
That's it.
Hey, look, you haven't got evening services anyway, so stop it, Nick. Right, I'm going to do, as a...
Yes. And this one I want to dedicate to a very special little lady who's been watching us since she was born almost a year ago. So little Maggie Rose, you are almost at your first birthday. We love you. We love the fact that you watch with us, and have a very happy birthday this week.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. Well, I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you and you. Well, I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. What a marvelous world. What's the time?
Beautiful. The time is 8:41.
8:41. I'm going to sing another song, one more song, and then I'm going to phone my dear friend Jonathan, who is from the Trustee on Got a Friend Trust, and he just wants to share some great news with you. So, ask me if I can sing. So I'm going to sing God on High, I think, while I've still got the voice.
This one is for Joe. Joe, your birthday is this week. Gareth tipped us off, and so happy birthday. And he said you would like either Stars or Bring Him Home, but it's going to be Bring Him Home tonight. So get your hankies out, everyone.
Yeah, I've got to see if I can sing this. I sang it last week, and I actually broke down in tears.
You did.
It's kind of weird, but I was singing it for the Sloughs who are watching tonight, and they lost their son many years ago now, and it just you realise how much you invest in your children and how much that meant. And suddenly I thought of my own son, and I thought what a terrible loss it was, and what an extraordinary couple. If you want to know anything about them, Alan and Jackie Slough, having lost their beautiful boy at a very young age, they've carried on doing a marvellous work in the restaurant. They're on a little cafe in
Fabulous food.
where is it?
Stow on the
Wold.
When
beautiful.
they open up again, you've got to beat a path to their door, because
and
the old bakery,
award-winning, not
fantastic.
unlike. Hold on, did I mention the award? BBC. Local hero. I noticed, though, I have not yet been given a gong. What's going on there? Does anybody know? Does anybody
Get him a
know?
gong,
What's happening with my Sir John?
Right, Bring Him Home.
Bring him home. Anyway, they've got this great work, and they just share with people who want to. They leave information on the table, and for people who've bereaved or lost or anything, and just want to, they bring a Christian perspective, but they never force
just
that
chat
on
to people.
They just
kind to people.
And so this was a song for them,
and also for Di and Rob.
Di and Rob,
and
who
Rob
also
lost his son a few years ago. So this is a very special song for these people in our community.
On high, hear my prayer, hear my need. You have always been there. He's young, he's afraid. Let him rest. Heaven bless Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. He's like the son I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly. On and on, and I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He's young, he's only a boy. You can take, you can give, let him be. Let him live. Bring him home. 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 Bring him home.
As ever, really powerful and emotional, and that was for Joy Hill. Joy Hill.
Now, what's the matter?
I think I said Joe earlier. I'm
Did
sorry,
you?
Joy.
Sorry, Joy. Yeah, I was going to ask. I didn't know Joe Hill. Ah!
Oh,
Oh, hello. Has he gone? Here he is.
No,
Jonathan.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, are you here? Judge Jonathan. We've had a doctor. We've had a judge. I'm looking for who I could do with somebody else as well. But I'm going to do with the judge.
The full set.
Judge Jonathan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. All the better for hearing your dulcet tones.
You're only saying that because it's true. Now,
Correct.
Jonathan, you are a trustee on Got a Friend Trust, which, for those of you who don't know, are you new to the community, is a trust that we started as a result of starting this community. And we wanted to help people and reach out to people. We formed the charity between the two of us, and then the four of you have taken on the governance. I have nothing really to do with it apart from passing on people's names, and as other people do as well. Tell us a little bit about what's going on, Jonathan, and the success that's happening.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I have to say it's a real privilege and blessing to be one of the trustees, or the four trustees, a fabulous group of people that a great joy to work with. And we meet as and when we need to, really, according to the requests that come in. But the first thing I really wanted to do was just to thank the JV community for their generosity, and there's just a constant flow of funds into the trust, and it's amazing to see that, and I'm so so grateful and so appreciative of that generosity. And I just really wanted to feed back in terms of what that enables and allows us to do. Right. Because as a group of trustees, obviously we're custodians of that money, and we have to consider the applications very carefully as to whether or not we can approve them, and if so, how, and the various criteria that we have to apply. But what we have found is that as we have been able to approve applications that have come through, it's had a profound effect on people, and it's changing lives, Jonathan. Yeah. And it's just such a wonderful way of sharing the love. It's giving hope to people. That they're encouraged. Sometimes it's just giving them respite. And these are cases of sometimes very real need. Obviously, because of confidentiality, I can't give any particulars or specifics, but just to say that there are people who really, for various reasons, have genuine need. And through the kindness and the generosity of the JV community, we have been able to respond and to help and to support people. And we get the most touching letters and emails of thanks. And of course, they're thanking us, but actually the thanks go to the JV community, because it is the kindness and the generosity of the community that is allowing this wonderful ministry of being able to care and to share and to love and to help and support people with very genuine needs. And I really just wanted to paint that picture so that people just had a flavour and sense of how powerful that giving is in terms of what it enables the trust to do. And just to thank everyone for their kindness and their generosity, and please do carry on giving, because it's just wonderful to be able to minister to the needs of people through the trust. And for us all as trustees, we've all said it's a huge blessing for us to be tools used in this way. So really that was it. That's the message that I just wanted to feed back. One of thanks and encouragement for the amazing giftedness and the way that it is genuinely helping people and changing lives.
Thank you, Jonathan. You've said it all. I don't need to ask any more questions. I think actually, from time to time, what I want you to do is all four of you to come on and tell us how it's going, and what other things you've managed to do and stuff like that, without being specific about people. And I think that's the wonderful thing. We have the confidentiality thing of people that you don't have to. Some people I know, when I've spoken to them, they feel embarrassed to be in this situation. You don't make people feel embarrassed. You make people feel, look, this is something we can help you with, and this is something. That's why the charity was formed. That's what we're doing. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all four of you who work for nothing on behalf of others. And Jonathan, I know you have your own challenges in your life, and not least of all your challenges as a coroner. And we wish you all Godspeed with that. And I'm going to get on with the show. But thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you. Real pleasure. You take care. God bless you.
God bless. Bye-bye now.
That's great to hear, isn't it? It's
the most
really
refreshing
exciting
thing. Thank you.
Yes,
and
thank you.
I thank you, because when we started this, it was Adrian and myself, and we in a restaurant in the Isle of Wight, and I just said to him, and you were sitting there as well, eating, and
You're so unkind.
and Nicola was there as well, of course, and eating. And we were hatching a plan, and we were talking about what we wanted, and this is what we wanted. We wanted to make sure there were teething problems of getting people out there, but do you know what? It's touching people now. It's helping people, and thank you for all of that. And the only word that I can think of that actually explains what I feel right now is
Okay.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll still be hypercautious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. My father gave my nose a tweak and told me I was bad. But then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. The biggest word you've ever heard, and this is how it goes. Oh, it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll simply sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. He travelled all the world around, and everywhere he went, he had the birdie they say, here goes a clever gent. When Dukes of Maharaja pass the time of day with me, I say this special word, that is up to tea. Oh, it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll simply sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now, you can say it backwards, which is...
Docious ali expi istic fragicali rupus.
But that's going a bit far, don't you think?
In Jupiter.
In Jupiter?
In Jupiter.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. I said
So-
to say it backwards. What more do you want?
It's not very impressive. So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say. But better use it carefully or it can change your life. For example,
Yes.
one night I said it to me girl, and now me girl's my wife.
Ooh.
And a lovely thing she is too. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 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 I had no idea. That was literally.
Is for Peter Day.
Yeah, Peter,
Would you
what-
believe it? That's what your wife asked for you.
Either that or Midnight
Happy-
Train to Georgia. I'm
happy
starting to wish
birthday.
I'd chosen Midnight Train to Georgia.
Happy birthday, Peter.
Yeah, happy birthday,
for this
Pete.
coming week.
You're a kind and gentle
Such a
man. If
kind
you
and lovely
remember,
man.
Peter, he came on Remembrance Day. He was
did.
one of the ex-military that came on and talked so movingly about a blue on blue attack and how he ended up suffering because of it. But what a brave man he is, and a lovely
man. And we
One of a very
really, really wish you a
lovely
very happy
bunch.
birthday this week.
He offered me lifts up, just said, I will come up from Bognor and give it, just so up to the hospital. Such lovely people. Now, what's the time? Is it close to? It's close
3
to.
minutes to go.
3 minutes to go.
So-
Do you know, I'm trying to think of a song that was magical. You know, it's difficult. But anyway, I couldn't think of anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this because I'm just going to lead in with, I was going to do Old Man River, but actually, here's a song for, it's a piano piece.
Okay, I'll come over.
come over.
This is for Tracy. Dear Tracy Barker, it's your birthday this week.
Right, so
And,
stand
so this
by
one's for
in the Zoom room because we've got the most amazing. Do not even leave your seats. You will regret it if you do because the amazing and wonderful, colourful, talented, unbelievable magician, presenter, editor of magazine, all of those things. And you can put that magazine up because I'm in that. But I'm going to put that in a minute. Anyway, here we go. Now this was asked for by Tracy Barker, and it takes me back to my very first opera that I did at Glyndebourne. This was 1985.
John.
And what?
John said, had he missed the opera?
No, John, you got that to come. It's a beautiful piece of music, so don't you dare. And it's called L'Amour, okay? And Habanera from Carmen. And I miss my beautiful colleague and singer Sue Legg, who, when we do concerts together, I play and she sings this one. And so I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to play the tune, okay? Because it would sound a little bit odd, me singing this aria. high. Oh, microphone. I can't sing all that. But I hope you enjoyed that little kind of. If you want to listen to more of that, which I know John Dick will be going straight onto Spotify now and listening to all the best bits of Bizet. Now, I hope we can now get let in. Can you let me in, please, into the meeting so that I can connect? There we are. Oh, look, we're here. I'm there. And, yeah. Oh, I'm in the middle. I think I've... Oh, dear me. Okay, right. How about that one? No, that's not it. That will do. That will do nicely. Now... I'm muted. I'm muted here. Can you hear me? Can somebody hear me, please? I'm muted. Join audio. Join audio.
No, not join audio. She doesn't want you to join audio. She'll bring you up on here.
I need to hear Steve now. I need to see him indeed. Can you bring Steve in, please, into my...
Just opening it up now. Okay, that should be fine.
Okay, hello.
Hello, mate. Can you hear me?
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Well, this isn't the BBC, but, you know, we're
This
doing
is so
our best.
slick. I'm loving it.
Yeah, well,
Yes, right.
You know, he's slick. I tell you, they are doing such a great job, and I can only say our tech team saves us every single week, over 45 shows now.
They are doing an epic job. I've just got to say, it's nice to see people I'm not related to. So, what a treat.
And can we just have a quiet moment as we consider your shirt?
What do you think?
It is. Now, tell us about your shirts, because because you've got a whole wardrobe of them, I understand.
You know what, I'm known for my shirts, Jonathan. It's you may remember many years ago we gigged together at Guildford Cathedral.
We did, didn't we?
Yes, Guildford Cathedral, the Ibiza of the South. And I've worn colourful shirts since I've been on the road, nearly 33 years now. And I'm kind of known for them. And if I turn up not wearing a colourful shirt, people think I'm depressed or someone's died or I've come back from a funeral. So I've created a rod for my own back, really. So I wear shirts, but I get sent them these days. So that's very nice of snazzy shirt manufacturers. So
I love that. That's what we want. Sponsored shirts.
Isn't it great? I'd rather have a Ferrari, but shirts are starting.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you take what you're given. And the shirts are by, who's the shirt by this tonight? Do you know who's the designer?
Do you know what? I don't know. Often Joe Brown's are nice. This is, I'll remember later. I can't see without taking it off, and you wouldn't.
No, I'm not. I don't want that. I don't want that. Leave it on. You don't get paid for that kind of stuff, okay? And talking about getting paid, Steve, I mean, we've got a lot to cover, all right? We've got a lot to cover, and in between, we're going to sing a song. But you're going to stay on, and let's just chat and see where we go with this, all right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now, Steve, you 33 years you've been touring. You're not as old as I am, but we've been on the road for, I don't know, all our lives, really, it feels like, doesn't it? Until now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling with all this?
Do you know what's tough? I did my last what I call proper gig, probably I think 15th of March, just a couple of days before lockdown, and then nothing until the summer. I did some car park gigs, which were great fun. Some Anglican churches figured they had a car park, you could rig up a stage and a PO and people and a PA, and people could be socially distanced, sitting outside, and loved doing those. Did some pub beer gardens for some men's breakfasts. It's been quiet ever since. I've been doing a few Zooms, but it's just not the same. We need an audience, don't we? We need to bounce off people. We need banter. We know that we need to pick on someone called Barbara in the front row and have a laugh, don't we? So it's
we just need
it. The same.
We do, and it's been really tough actually. I think we have this regular audience. We have audiences that have built over weeks and weeks, and they have people that watch the show in the week. But and they leave 1,400 comments mostly each week, and we go through those comments. But I can't see them. Sue can see them. But when I'm performing, I can't see anything. And it's so hard to explain to people for whom I don't know. My whole of my performing life since I was 21. All around the world in theatres like you, in television and all the rest, you get a response back. So I'm looking at the wrong camera, looking directly down. I should be looking up. But we want a response back. How have you dealt with that? Have you had these tough days?
It has been blue. I mean, I'm such an upbeat person, but I have been blue occasionally, and it's okay not to be okay sometimes, isn't it? I posted on Facebook the other day, I was feeling a bit sad, so I put my pre-show music on and sat in the office here. pre-show, and a bit of Neil Diamond. I tell you what, it lifted my soul. It really did, because it seems strange to people who aren't in, the business. But even, Fridays and Saturday nights at 7:30, I get itchy because for 3 decades I've had that surge of adrenaline through my body as you walk on stage in front of hundreds of people, hopefully, to make them laugh and to make them think and talk about Jesus. And you really miss it when it's not there.
Yeah, it is very odd. It's a very strange thing. I mean, I think actually the only thing we can say is that, I suppose on a positive note, we've been given this Zoom at this time. At least we can connect with people and we can connect live. And thanks to the rise of the techies, which obviously is a film that I will be starring in, as the opposite to the rise of the techies. I'll be the ones where we didn't succeed. But the rise of the techies have meant that we can at least do this. If you'd seen, we had the cameras not working, the things weren't working, and yet actually, Rachel and Claire and Ben, they got it up and they got it working, and they're in Barrow in Furness and in Derbyshire, for goodness sake. So,
Incredible.
This is where it's you and I have benefited from that kind of thing. What have you done to amuse yourself in those kind of weird, long days that we've been having over months and months and months?
Oh yeah, I tell you what, my dog has loved it. We walk probably 6 or 7 miles every day. I'm on the south coast in Littlehampton,
Nice.
by the sea, by the ocean. So get down there every day. I've kept busy. I run a men's magazine called Sorted, which you're in. Is coming
I'm in
up
it,
next
this week. Yeah.
I've launched a podcast called Backstory, where I talk to people from all sorts of walks of life, famous people, CEOs, all sorts of people, about 5 memories that have shaped their lives. So we've had guys from Coronation Street, Jensen Button, we've had Curly from Corrie, Nicky Gumbel, all sorts of brilliant people, and hopefully have you on, JV.
I'd love to do
just
it.
talking about memories, and some of them are my friends anyway, but hearing stories I've never heard before. So that's been fun. So that's available. It's called Backstory Podcast. Subscribe, listen, share with your friends, learn some fascinating.
We'll put that information up
That'd be
on
brilliant,
the
mate.
information
Thank you.
page at the end. Obviously, anything that you want advertised or sold, or whatever magazine. The magazine. Actually, could you, Claire, at one point, when we're done or put up Sorted magazine this month, which is very, very interesting because it's got me in it. And I noticed, here it is, look. And if you notice at the top, it says culture, sport, cars, health, gadgets, humour, and sex. So I obviously come under the sex one, do I?
Well,
What's
clearly,
that?
as the housewife's favourite, you are something of a sex symbol. So there we go. We don't say any more, do we?
Brilliant. Well, you can subscribe to the magazine, or you can get it individually online. But it'd be great if you subscribe. It's not a lot of money if you can afford to do it. It'd be great to do it. And the great articles. And I think there's a review for the album, the Lockdown first album, in there. So that's great
There's
as well.
loads in it, and it's available in news agents. First Christian magazine to be available in W.H. Smith's and McColl's news agents. I'm very proud of that, and I love
That's
going into news
fantastic,
agents
isn't it?
when you can and seeing it up there with the lads' mags. It's brilliant.
But can I right now? Let's just go back a bit, and I'm just gonna just want to find out what it is that makes Steve such a diverse person, because that's what you are. You are. We are quite similar in the sense that we go, well, if we can't do this, we can do that.
Absolutely.
So where did it start? Where did you start from? What was your early?
Do you know what? I think I've always had an entrepreneurial streak in me, and I think if I wasn't a Christian, I'd be quite wealthy, and I'd have walked all over everyone to get there. But I basically heard the gospel when I was 12 years old. I joined the Boys Brigade, and I joined the Boys Brigade because I heard there was a Girls Brigade, and you could play football every Saturday. The only drawback was we had to go to church every Sunday, and the church we went to in Bournemouth, I won't identify it too well, but oh man, it was so boring. I felt sorry for God having to be there. Omnipresence has its drawbacks sometimes, doesn't it? But we went on a summer camp, and there was a vicar there who believed in God and communicated in a way that I thought, until that moment, I thought to be a Christian, you had to go to church 20 times on a Sunday, Sky Plus songs of praise, help old ladies across the road, even if they don't want to go. All these rules and regulations.
Yeah.
It was boring, and you had to be boring, and you had to go to Cliff Richard concerts, and
No, stop it. Stop that.
and all this sort of thing. But at this Boys Brigade camp, I heard that there was a God in heaven who loved me and wanted to be my very best friend so much he sent his son Jesus to this earth, who came, who lived, who died, who rose again. And so I could be friends with God. And I thought to myself as a 12-year-old, this is either the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard, or it's true. And if it's true, I need to do something about it. And I remember at the end of that summer camp, we'd all got heat stroke. We'd not changed. We'd not washed. We'd not changed our pants all week. But I remember getting home, getting on my knees in my bedroom and saying to God, if you're there, come in and change me. Because I figured if it was true, my life would be changed. And if it was rubbish, if it was a fairy story, then I had nothing to lose and nothing would happen. And of course, it changed my life. And I went and told my dad, because we were given a booklet called Journey into Life. And it said within 24 hours, tell someone of your decision. So I told my dad, who wasn't a Christian, who clipped me around the ear and swore at me and said, what have you done a stupid thing like that for? And I kind of knew from then on, I would spend my life telling people about God, because from that moment on, I knew I would be a different person, and I had a hope and a purpose and a meaning and destiny. So with my entrepreneurial streak in me, I guess I've just used that to speak to people about God. You know, with the gigs, I worked for Barclays Bank in the Bournemouth area, which is where I come from originally, from 16 to 21, and then from the age of 21, been on the road full time, doing comedy magic to speak to people. Now, if you don't find it funny, it's just magic. But I've always got to say to people, it's not real magic, because I go to gigs and sometimes you see people marching around the car park, chanting, he's a witch, burn him. I'm not a witch. It's not real magic. It's tricks and stuff. And as Jesus told, parables, you know, stories without meanings. I do visual parables. For many years, I used to do escapology. I used to get out of straitjackets and dangle upside down from cranes, 40 meters in the air upside down. And it just gave me an incredible vehicle to speak to people. People would come to see me because it wasn't a folk guitar and a big black Bible and sandals with socks. So it's taken me incredible places around the world. I ended up speaking at an occult festival in Mexico 2 years in a row. We saw hundreds come to Jesus at an occult festival. We've done books, projects, all sorts of things. So I'm driven by the fact that, it's good news. The gospel. Right.
Okay.
It's good.
In which case,
it's for sharing.
Do something. Just, I'm going to sing a song in a second, but just do we break it up halfway and sing a song that we always sing. Can you do some of your comment? Because I wanted you to, as it were, cut Sue in half here, and
she wasn't keen.
But she wasn't keen.
No.
We could have done blood on the set and all that. We had the whole thing. The tech team was all up for it, but she's not keen. So instead of that, and instead of given that you can't fit a crane in the room, and I don't want you to lock yourself in a box today. What can you do for us?
I'll show you something and tell you how I got into magic. Because I know we got people watching, including our mutual friend Dan Bellamy. I said I'd give Dan a shout out. So let me show you something.
Hello, Dan.
Because people say, how did you get into magic? Well, it was, as I said, 12 or 13, became a Christian, joined the Boys Brigade, and one rainy Saturday afternoon, I went to Bournemouth Library and got a book on magic. And I was got... Oh, hello.
Hello. What
Can you
happened
still
there?
see me there?
No, we've lost you.
Hang on, let me switch my cameras. I can do that.
Lost you there.
Hang on. How's that one?
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
that was a little bit darker, so I don't know. I don't think we
Okay.
can do. Let me move that a bit.
Okay, that's
Technology
fine.
is great, isn't it? So became a Christian, joined the Boys Brigade. Paul Daniels was on the telly every Saturday, and I saw him make an elephant disappear. And this is the first trick I ever learned, inspired by Paul Daniels, when he made the elephant disappear. Because when you're 12 or 13, you haven't got an elephant, you haven't got a beautiful helper. But I got a paper bag, and I took something from the fridge. And tonight we're going to try to make this happen. The world famous disappearing juice trick. I'm going to pop that into there. If we could all wiggle our fingers wherever we are.
Okay,
JV, wiggling.
Yeah, we're wiggling. I'm wiggling.
It's very good. Let's have a little look. Incredible. It's gone. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's brilliant.
All right, well,
That was good, wasn't it? Now, I know what you're thinking. Can he get it to come back again? We'll give it a go. Boom. How about that?
It's incredible.
It's not bad, is it? As I said, this was
very good.
This was the first trick I ever learned. You're not impressed,
okay.
are you? Let's try to do something really impressive. Come on, wiggle those fingers again.
Okay, wiggle,
And,
wiggle,
I
wiggle.
want a round of applause wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, around the country, because it's
wiggling.
I've got a weak finish. We're going to try to make this really impressive. I can't make it disappear, but what I can do, I can turn it into a bottle of Coke. How about that?
Hey!
Now, listen,
Very good.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that there's another bottle in here.
Yeah.
That's why we like to be able to do
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. And who says I don't get the best guests on this show?
Who said that?
Right, who said that? That is brilliant, Steve. I love that. That's a little bit of snazziness, that one.
Thank you, mate.
No, listen. I tell you what. You see, the thing was that when I was younger, I had to try and do some magic for my boys. Sue said they want somebody to come along for their party. You know, they were only about 5, couldn't afford it, and so I said, Mr. Magic was born, and I did literally no magic, and I just sprayed water pistols and came in and removed 2 peas from them. I was desperate to do. The only thing I ever did was Svengali cards.
Oh yes,
Svengali. I loved Svengali cards. That changing the cards into.
Yeah, you do some good stuff with them.
Yeah. Now look, we're going to sing it. We're going to sing a song, and then we're coming back to you, and we're going to talk. If you got another trick as well, and then we're going to talk about a little bit about your life. What I saw all the fantastic things that people have said about you, from Fern Britton to everybody really, and the kind of guy that you are, which is a really a lovely thing as well. Lovely thing, and I think actually the person that you are comes across in the ministry that you have. So I'm just gonna sing this song because we recorded this song on the album with the choir from the community. So community out there, you give us your best voice. Hope you're enjoying Steve Legge. He's back in 2 seconds after we sing this. When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together now and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Now, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you take your soul if you let them, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend, oh darling. You got a friend, me darling. You've got a friend. You've got a friend. Last time. You've got a friend. Okay, one more time. One more time. You've got a friend. Last time. Absolutely last time. You got a friend. Yeah, that's us, really. So, back with Steve. Thank you, Sue, for singing so beautifully. And back with Steve. Steve, you're there.
I'm here.
I'm there. Steve, now, tell us, you've done magic for... sorry, microphone. You've done magic for many years. You've done tricks that amaze and the stagger, escapology. Is there a favourite thing that you like to do? I mean, is there a kind of a part in I'm still looking at the wrong place. I'm always should be looking at the camera. Is there a special trick, a special thing that you've enjoyed doing more than anything else?
Do you know what? I enjoy it all. I love the variety. You know, every Friday and Saturday out on the road, you know, Monday to Thursday. I'm very busy with this men's magazine that I started 13 years ago. You've got a cover of the new one. It's at the print at the moment. Yes. It started because of a conversation with my accountant in the school playground. I always have to explain we both had kids at the school. We didn't just meet there to discuss my tax return. It was a primary school, and he was telling me how his 10-year-old son's mates were bringing lads' mags into the playground and laughing at, you know, girls in bikinis and this really unhelpful stuff. And he just said, wouldn't it be great if someone started something good and wholesome that could go into prisons, that could go all over the world, could be available in newsagents? And I thought you'd have to be crackers to do that. And I thought no one else is doing it, kind of like you alluded to earlier. So I thought I'll give it a go. And we started, and I knew a guy called Bear Grylls, who wasn't as famous 13, 14 years ago as he is now. Yeah. And he said, I'd love to be involved. And we interviewed Kaka. He was on the front, the footballer. Yeah. And, we needed £5,000 for the first one. I didn't have £50, to be honest with you. But I believe in 30 years of ministry, finance follows faith. And unfortunately, it's never the other way around.
No.
Faith, and if it's of God, you know, the money will come through. And within a couple of weeks, the first one being out, a mate of mine, Martin, phoned up and he said, I want to send you £5,000. I hope you can use that. I thought, wow, this is incredible. So
seriously, that's how it happened.
Absolutely. And it's just grown. And it, once again, financial disaster, it only really survives because I don't take a salary. And until, you know, last year, I relied on gigs to pay the mortgage. But I tell you what, JV, it's such an incredible ministry. We send them into 75 prisons. And I used to send 2 boxes of 80 magazines into Belmarsh on the outskirts of London. And the chap wrote to me saying, is there any chance you could send us another box? Because scuffles are breaking out when the magazine's arriving. They're fighting over this Christian magazine. And I thought, wow, isn't that incredible? So we send them 120. So it's 75 prisons. We give thousands away to the armed forces. It's in W.H. Smith's and McCall's. Over the years, we've given them away free copies in airport departure lounges and bars and restaurants and tube and railway stations. And we can get back to that, you know, when they're open again, you know, God willing, if the money's there. That's exciting. I made a kids cartoon for 15.
I saw that today. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it's a kids cartoon called It's a Boy. Once again, it was a story that instigated this. I heard the story of a 4-year-old boy who heard the Christmas story for the first time at his primary school. Never heard the story before because his family totally unchurched. And he went and asked his teacher at the end of the day, why did Mary and Joseph name their son after a swear word?
Yes.
We'd only ever heard the name Jesus used by people swearing. So I looked into it and discovered that in the UK, 8 million kids, 756,000 of them go to church. 7.8 million don't. And I thought, instead of moaning like a lot of Christians do that Jesus is being pushed out at Christmas, let's do something positive. So I met a cartoonist and we came up with a screenplay, a fresh retelling of the Christmas story through the eyes of little birds. And we got.
Can I just pause there? Just ask you there, because again, if you could post, we can post that little link on the site so that people can use it. They can pick it up, run with it, and plan for next Christmas. Because that is this kind of thing. A lot of people who are Christian leaders are watching this and could use it in their churches. We are desperate for Christmas. We did a little cartoon of a song, what is it? Thorns in the Straw, and I got my son, who is a film producer, and I got him through an animator to do an animation. And in fact, just to be able to watch 4 minutes of animation, I noticed that now what I've seen here, really high class.
It cost a fortune when we started. I was quoted 20k, and once again, I had no money. Finance follows faith is my mantra. Stepped out in faith. He was going to take 3 months on it. I got a great cast of stars.
You did.
Huge stars.
Tell the people who you've got.
Well, David Oyelowo. Who's
Spooks is great.
Nominated Spooks and Selma. Stephen Burkhoff, mates like Joe Pasquale, Cannon and Ball, guys from the Bill, Casualty, Spooks, all that sort of thing. And the really exciting thing was, as I said, it took 3 years in the end. It was meant to take 3 months, cost 20k. In the end, it took 3 years and cost $250,000. But
oh my goodness!
I'm glad
$250,000.
I know, phenomenal, because the heart of it was to send one of these free to every single primary school. So when this came out, a free copy was sent to 24,199 primary schools. And I know that number for that exact figure because I'd order the Jiffy bags and pay for the postage. So,
my goodness,
huge audience we impacted. We had a world premiere at the Odeon Cinema, Leicester Square, with the world's press there. All these DVDs went out.
Mate, do you know what? I didn't even. Sorry, I didn't know it was in there. Probably because you didn't ask me to do Herod. I mean, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying to you now, because I love that role. That was it.
You would have been perfect, Stephen Burke.
I would have been. I like a good evil person. But you managed to get that out. Is that still out there to be used, and is it online?
We want people to buy it. We're looking at, it is digitized, but having it to stream and whatever. But 15 years on, schools still write to us and say we play it to all our kids. So that's tremendously exciting, and that's gone around the world. That's been translated into 4 languages. No one's asked for permission or given us anything. They've just gone ahead and done it. But to see it dubbed into Serbian is lovely. Yes, it's amazing where it's gone.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it, where you talk about, and this week, as you may or may not know, we anything that anybody gives us, we give away 25%, and we're going to give that to you tonight for coming on the show. Because, listen, mate, as somebody who's just relied on the generosity of others, actually, during this time, because we had 30 gigs or so cancelled, almost March the 11th, I think, was the 15th. I think 15th, same as you.
Yeah.
That was our last gig. And we had this extraordinary, Sue had managed this extraordinary tour around the country, and we were going everywhere between then and December, and everything just went, literally falling off a cliff. And so we know, actually, for you taking your time out this evening. So we will be sending you a little bit.
Thank you, mate. It's really kind of you.
Okay. No, this is faith. That's what it's about. So, now going onto the magazine again. Where the people that you've interviewed, how do you choose? I mean, how did you choose to interview me? What was that about? Was it just, were you blackmailed?
Do you know, it's nice. It's nice to feature friends. That's the beauty of having a magazine. You can have your mates in it.
Yes.
And, it really is. It's true. It really. And Jeff Lucas is a great pal of mine. And, it's lovely. We always have a big star on the front because, as I said, we are available in newsagents and even I mean, it needs to be a famous person. That's what I'm trying to say. And most of the time, these are people of faith who have done something to do with faith, or in a faith-based movie to kind of draw people in. But there's gadgets, there's motoring, there's interviews. We've got an amazing team of columnists and some really interesting features, and it so warms my heart as I travel around. We have a lot of women come up to me and say, my husband isn't a believer, but we subscribe to Sorted, and we leave it in the downstairs toilet, or we leave it on the coffee table, and people pick it up. I mean, I love books. I've written 17 over the years, but you've really got to be into a book to pick up a book. But a magazine, you just pick it up and you start flicking. And I'm not interested in motoring in the slightest, but I know out there it's a hook to get guys interested. And it's
definitely I am, and it's a Lou book, isn't it? It's a Lou.
Of course it is, and it's written in a way that communicates to the man in the street. I say to all our writers, to our columnists, we communicate to a 29-year-old painter and decorator who doesn't go to church. So we don't want any religious language or jargon. So we feature people's testimonies, but we don't call them testimonies because that word doesn't mean a thing to someone who doesn't go to church. Just call it a story.
Yeah, I think this is where you and we are entertainers who share our faith. I mean, I sing a lot of songs that are not so-called Christian songs. I don't go around generally singing just worship songs. I don't do that. I go out and I entertain people. I make people laugh for 2 hours and emote and feel. That's what we do. That's what you do. You're absolutely passionate. If I had to kind of say to you, what are you most passionate about? That's how I hear you're passionate about. You do everything, but you see, when I listen, I'm very passionate about jazz. I'm very passionate about rugby. I'm very passionate about classical music. So as well as pop songs, but I am really passionate about those. So if you had to narrow down, if you're only given one thing that you could do, what would you do?
Do you know what? At the end of the day, everything I do is telling people about Jesus. It really is in a professional way that I possibly can. You just said, as entertainers, I'm an entertainer who's a Christian as opposed to a Christian entertainer, because unfortunately both of us have seen Christian entertainers who aren't brilliant, but to be an entertainer who shines for Jesus is wonderful. So the thing I'm most passionate about is the gospel, and it's good news, and good news is for sharing. And I do it through the videos, through the magazines, through the gigs. When you book me to come and do a comedy night, it'll be fun, and you can have 5-year-olds there and 90-year-olds, and we'll have a great laugh and fun, but thread the Christian message all the way through without a big uh-oh moment at the end. Here comes the heavy bit, because we'll be laughing and peaks and troughs of emotion, all those things you've just spoken about.
Yeah, I think that's the crucial thing about it, isn't it? There's no epilogue. I never do an epilogue. I kind of just do it all the way through like you do. Have you got another magic trick for us? Have you got something that you could do for us?
I'll show you a quick card trick, because it's one of the rules of the magic circle. Are you seeing people's feeds? So can we get someone to choose a card? Can you see that on yours, or do we do it with...
Okay, go on. If we can. Can you, Sue, can you... Okay, just give it a second. Okay. I'm going to ask somebody, pick a card, any card you like. Come on now, put it up there quickly. And you're going to write and sit, just wait 1 second. We'll talk about your mother for a minute. And I don't know about...
if you can watch that, I'll explain the trick. Otherwise, people will think as soon as I know the card, I'll switch things. It's one of the rules of the magic circle that every magician must do at least one card trick in his act. Otherwise, magic will become popular and it'll be back on the telly. And we'd hate to see that happen, wouldn't we? So, card trick with a difference.
Sorry?
A card trick with a difference for the fussy eaters out there.
Yes, somebody's picked one.
Don't tell me yet, John. Okay. Hold on to that. A pack of cards, 52 cards. I've done something a little bit unusual too. I put a food stuff on the back of each one. We got things like asparagus, cherries, salmon, peas, apricots, tomatoes, etc., etc. 52 cards, 52 possibilities. Prediction in there, because people are very predictable. So what card were we thinking of?
Ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs. Do you know what? Let me stand up so you can see I'm not cheating here. Ace of clubs. Ace of clubs. There it is.
There it is, yeah.
Put the others down. What is written on the back of the Ace of clubs?
Pineapple.
Ah.
Pineapple.
Okay. Let's have a look. This has been there from the beginning, yeah?
Yeah.
One out of 52.
Yeah.
Well, these things don't always work. Now, listen. Listen, we're friends. Let me level with you. I did know it was going to be a pineapple, but do you know how hard it is to get a pineapple in lockdown? It really is hard. But I knew you wouldn't believe me, so I really had to write pineapple.
Yo! Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Steve Legg. Come on, here he is. Gosh, Steve. Oh, I've got to look at the camera again. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say to you, can you come back on the show?
Love to. Listen, I haven't got to look in the diary. I'm free.
Okay. We want you back on the show. I want more tricks. I want you to at least be in a box in a box, 4 boxes, padlocked and all the rest of it. And I want you to saw my wife in half, for real, okay? So we must work that out. Just to say, a thank you, a big thank you for giving up your time tonight for our lovely audience out here in JV community land and across the world. You're going out to about 27 countries at the moment, and they will love to have seen you. The magazine is available online and hopefully at your local news agents.
Yep.
But you can get it, and we'll put all the details up. The video is available. I believe you can buy the video. Is that correct?
Yep, from our shop or Christian bookstores. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. And if you'd like to book, now this is an act of faith if ever there was one. If you'd like to book Steve for the future, hey,
do it.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Well, when we get out there, and finally we're out there, what is the first thing you get when you walk out in front of a live audience? What's the first thing? Because I'm planning the first thing that I do. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm planning something big. What are you planning?
I don't. It's going to be lovely just to get a round of applause for walking to work, isn't it?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice again, just to hear the applause at the end of the evening. It's been so great having you, Steve. And if people want to book him, please go to Steve Legg, and he'll have stevelegg.com, or is it Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, sortedmag.com. There's so much that you can learn about Steve and all the 17 books that he's written.
Yeah.
See, I've only written 2. I feel like I've only just begun, and I'm 60. What's going on?
Come on.
Bless you, mate. Anyway, thank you so much for this. What a pleasure having you.
Thank you, John. It's been an honour and a privilege. And in the words of my ex-girlfriend, I'm going to leave you now. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you, mate. Thanks so much. Brilliant. Well, that was a breath of fresh air, wasn't it?
That was fantastic. I love that, as did everyone else.
Did everybody else?
Yeah, they loved it, and that fantastic evening. So, right. For everyone who's got birthdays around this time, you've all had a magician to your birthday party, haven't you?
Yeah, you have. What's the time? 22. Right, so we've got a few songs.
We have.
And I've played that one. Ah, yes. Now, for that, I was going to do... Oh, gosh, we've got It Is Well in here. Old Man River, and You Raise Me Up. I Want Jesus to Walk With Me. So I'll try and get those 4 things, because we did go up 15 minutes late.
We did.
So if you don't mind hanging on a little...
Enjoying
the evening.
Do you mind hanging around a bit?
If everybody needs to go, I know usually some people go to bed.
People who are
John
happy
Green
to
will
stay
be in bed
stay. Those
by
who
now,
need to go to bed will have gone to bed. So that's
and don't forget, John Greenwood was contacting me to say that his tricks are up on the community page, and so do have a watch. And he's going to be posting more. And you got Chris, who was on there, talked about calm. Lovely Chris from. Chris Steele, and he was on there talking about calm. That was very appropriate for when we started this show.
That's right. Not problems.
But we've had what an interesting show it's been already, you know.
It's been fabulous.
And it can only get better.
Can I dedicate this one to Steve? Steve Wood, it's your birthday this week, and Jill wrote to me and said, could I dedicate something to you? So Steve Wood, this is for you.
And also Steve and Sue. Old Man River, that old man river. You must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and them that plants them, he's soon forgotten. Oh, but old man river just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that pail, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. Oh, I get weary and sick of trying, I'm tired of living, and I'm scared of dying. Oh, but old man river just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that pail, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. Weary and sick of trying, tired of living, and I'm scared of dying. Oh, but old man river, he just keeps rolling along. Keeps rolling along.
Oh my. Well. Whew, that was exciting.
Do you have any idea? That exhausts me.
It is tiring. It's hard work. It is hard work. I know
However,
that. Lovely singing. Lovely singing.
Thank you. That was
Thank
good
you.
singing, actually. And it's good singing because that's what I'm looking forward to getting back to big audiences. Acoustic. An acoustic! What I did for an acoustic! Oh, my word. It's all dead. We had to record here yesterday for the new album because we can't go into people's houses. And I was wanting to go to Neil Costello, our engineer, but he was quite right saying that actually, strictly speaking, we shouldn't be in people's houses, even with vaccines or not yet. I mean, for certain people. So we decided, with Rachel's help, he sent us the track, and we recorded it yesterday, and took a long time, yesterday evening, recording the track, Just Around the Bend, that one. Remember that song? Just Around the Bend, really lovely big pop song that Paul Field and I wrote together, and that's going to be number 1 on the album. Number 11 on the album is going to be called Moments. They're going to be this song. And this is for Randolph.
This is for dear Ralph.
Ralph, as
and
I call him.
Elaine. Jonathan nicknamed you Rudolph or Randolph or something right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning
have
of
trouble
our-
remembering your actual name, but we love you guys. And this one is for you because we know you like it.
I want Jesus to walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me all along my pilgrim journey. I want Jesus to walk with me. In my trials, walk with me. In my trials, walk with me. When the shades are falling, I want Jesus walk with me. In my trouble, walk with me. In my troubles, oh Lord, walk with me. When my life is filled with trouble, I want Jesus walk with me. In my sorrows, walk with me. In my sorrows, oh Lord, walk with me. When my heart is aching, I want Jesus walk with me. And in my joys, walk with me. In my joys, walk with me. When my life is filled with laughter, I want Jesus to walk with me. In my trials, walk with me. In my troubles, walk with me. sorrows. Walk with me. And in my joys. Walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me.
Woo! Fabulous. Fabulous.
A little
That was
instant
great.
arrangement.
Yes. And yeah, Helen, you're right. She said from Old Man River to this, she said, what talent, JV?
Oh, really? Oh, thank you. Bless you.
Just a bit quick instant
Thank
feedback.
you. Yes, it's, I know.
Instant
That's
feedback
it's the
here.
feedback is what we want. Dan Bellamy was, I don't know if I can sing this one. When I am down and all my soul so weary. I do one modulation tonight. When troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But when you come and I'm filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. Then I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. Then I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Fabulous. And that is for everyone who is feeling down, depressed, needs raising up.
Dan Bellamy particular.
Dan Bellamy, he said thank you very much for
But
that.
so many of you out there for whom life is tough. And we are here, actually, one of the wonderful things about what Jonathan Stevens was saying earlier in the show. You, because of your kindness and generosity, as you have right the way through, and I ask you to be generous, we'll be giving money to Steve this week because he is an entertainer like me, and I don't think he's had much stuff. He doesn't get paid for the magazine, clearly. So we will give him a gift, and it will be much of it from you. And so, that will be part of what we do. I'm going to sing a Christian song. Christian song, I don't know whether there is such a thing. There are hymns and there are spiritual songs. And You Raise Me Up is a spiritual song as far as I'm concerned. This one, When Peace Like a River, is just a calming song in a difficult time. In a difficult time, we need to have It Is Well With My Soul. Remember I used to say, I said it thousands of times every time I sung this, when I recorded this on an album called It Is Well, strangely enough, and I included lots of different songs, but one of the things I said was, sometimes it's not well with my head, but it's well with my soul. And so I hope that you can, and Sue will join in with me.
And
on
this
the
is
chorus.
particularly for Paul and Rachel Cogger tonight. You did ask if we could slip it in, and we have slipped
here
it
we've
in.
slipped it in. Particularly, I know with
Yeah,
Paul,
you've had a tough time.
You've had a
lost
tough time. You've
friend.
lost a very close friend, and it's tough. We had a good chat the other day, but it is tough. And I say to you, Paul, own that. You know, you don't have to throw verses at each other. We just often need to put our arms around each other, spiritually as well as just as human beings, and we say it's okay. And then this comes along, a guy who lost everything, and he says, "It is well." When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, you have taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well, with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. Oh, Satan should buffet, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control, that Christ has regarded my helpless estate and has shed his own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin, not in part but the whole, is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well, with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. Lord, haste the day when my faith shall be sight. The clouds be rolled back as a scroll. The trumpet shall sound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well.
It is well
With my soul, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. When peace like a river, when peace like a river, right, we did get great. That's an old song, such a great song. And we welcome everybody this week who's come along and joined us for the first time. And this is a group. This JV community is for people of faith and no faith, or little faith. It doesn't matter what you come. You come, and all comers. All right. There's no qualifications you need to get in. You don't need to be able to say the Lord's Prayer or the Catechism or anything else. Well done if you can, but that's not what we're after. We're after people who just want to belong to a group, who help each other, who I entertain you, and I sing Christian, spiritual songs as well as Billy Joel and Rocket Man. I sang Rocket Man last week by Elton John. And I was on the radio this morning, and Emily, she loved it, didn't she? She said, I like the Rocket Man. So, Emily, I'm a rocket man. Ooh, rocket man. Rocket Man.
So those of you who haven't joined our Facebook community yet.
Yes, and there are hundreds of members.
There are hundreds of members, and all you need to do is just click onto that link and say that you would like to join. You will be asked a couple of questions, and we need to know that you are not robots and that you have read those questions.
And
so don't ignore them.
Don't ignore them.
Answer them, and then we will let you in.
It is not a group to proselytise people,
No.
but pray for each other on there. If you believe in that, if you don't believe, people put
and plenty of people give positive thoughts and encouragement to one another. It is a positive group.
And
okay, that's
you've
what
got
we
lots
want.
of people who rise early in the morning, the early risers. David Goodwin et al. I don't know who's in charge of the
night owls. It's often Lynn, isn't
Lynn.
it? Lynn, you're often the one.
You're
that
the one
puts
who's
up,
running
but I
that
think
one.
You and Cindy are quite
Movers
and shakers in
Pointy
that one.
Sticks.
Pointy Sticks. That will be Victoria. She's a
Victoria
very
Moyes.
Pointy Sticks person.
Extraordinary musician and a member of the community and of her own community at her own church and in this as well. But people can come, all comers. All right. So we've had Steve on this week. I'm still debating who we've got. Loads of guests lining up for you. I've got a composer, a composer for television programs who's going to come on with his wife, who's my colleague at university, fabulous pianist. She's going to be playing some stuff on her own beautiful piano in Bognor that she's got down there, living by the seaside. Lovely. I'd love to see the sea right now. And loads of people. We've got a lady coming on who has a particular thing, who does things with autism, or training dogs for autistic people. I really want to see this, and I want to see some dogs online. That will be an interesting interview. We've got so many people lining up for you, and all the old favourites will be coming back online. We're going to... What time is it now? I haven't even looked at the clock.
It is 7 minutes past.
We've got to finish. Sue, over to you.
Over to me. Right. I just want to say, right here and now, we love our tech team. That we put them through all kinds of... Actually, Jonathan puts them through all kinds of pressures every week. And they respond and they give their best. And their best is more than good enough. Indeed. And we are so grateful to them. And Rachel has worked so hard to make all this live Zoom work and so on. And it's so hard for her because she's hundreds of miles away in Barrow-in-Furness. If she were here in the room with us, then she would just go, oh, I know what to do, tick, 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 tick. As it is, she has to explain it to this old lady here, who then works out what's got to be done. And I'm a bit slow on the uptake sometimes, so
well,
don't need to agree. So anyway, thank you, Rachel and Claire, who's been busying away, and she has put all the notices up on the Facebook community already. So various things come out during the evening, all the information about Steve and his Sorted magazine and his charity and everything else. So anything that we mention in the evening will go up there. So all the information about You've Got a Friend Trust and so on will be up there. So all you need to do is to go on to the JV Live Tech bit at on the Facebook community, and if you've got any questions about your live streams or about community stuff, that's the place for you to go and perhaps ask your questions, and they will answer them. So thank you guys, we love you, and we are so grateful. Jonathan mentioned how well Got a Friend Trust is going. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you too for mentioning people who would be blessed by it. So the rule is that all you've got to do is just contact Got a Friend Trust either through the email, which is gotafriend2020@gmail.com, and Adrian will be very happy to send you the information, or you can go to the Got a Friend Trust page on Facebook, and that will tell you exactly what to do. So that's all you've got to do. That will give you all the details. Now, those of you who would like to see Jonathan's all Jonathan's stuff, it's all available on YouTube. So those of you who've perhaps joined us for the first time tonight and you're thinking, wow, I've so enjoyed this, I would love to see more, there are 44 weeks worth going back.
Plus songs that I've recorded.
And all kinds of things. So you are in for such a treat because this man is so talented. He's just produced all these wonderful
You're not
work.
wrong, Sue. You're not wrong. It's extraordinary
But of course,
talent,
we all
isn't
know who the power behind the throne is.
Behind every successful man is a surprise mother-in-law. That's all I'm going to say to you.
And so true. And so YouTube, it would be youtube.com/Jonathan Vera will take you to all of Jonathan's stuff. And also at Jonathan Vera Music /live will give you all his music that he's recorded. And I have to say, I'm going to start, he doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to start releasing a song a week, I think. I'm going to get you to film a song, and I'm going to do a Wednesday pick-me-up with a JV song. Okay? Is that all right?
Yes, that's just before I go into dialysis.
Yes, that's fine. We can do that. Give you something to think about. As you know, those of you who've been watching us for a long time, you'll know that this wonderful CD came out before Christmas. It's the Lockdown Session CD, and
Volume 1.
Volume 1. Volume 2 is in production as we speak.
Should be out on Easter Day.
Easter Day. So, if you are interested in purchasing that or in purchasing any other JV product, and we have CDs and we have books, and they are all utterly wonderful. You go to www.jonathanvera.com. There is a shop there. If you go into that, then you can listen to the CDs and you can have a little read about the books and so on. They are so cheap at the moment. They are £8, the majority of them. This one is the only one that is more because it's the new one. This is the £12 one. But just have a little peruse, have a little listen, and choose what you would like.
Buy 3, get a free gift.
If you buy 3, we will give you a free gift. We offered this before Christmas and it went very well, so we will continue. So buy 3 CDs and you will get one.
3 items. 3
items. Buy 3 items and you will get a free gift, which will be lovely. Thank you to those of you who have given to what we do. As Jonathan mentioned, we are not earning very much money at the moment. Jonathan's teaching a bit, and I have a very small pension.
It's tiny, people.
Tiny. But apart
But at
from
least
that,
it's there.
At least it's there.
At
We
least
are
it's
very
there.
grateful for it
We're
now.
very grateful for that now.
But thank you to those of you who very generously give to us each week and have truly kept us going. We thank God for you every day. And so if you would like to donate money tonight, you can either do it through paypal.me/Jonathan Vera, all one word, or if you don't like PayPal, then you can go to sue@jonathanvera.com. That is my personal email address. I will give you the details, and I will also answer any other questions that you have. So if you want to chat to me on an email, it's sue@jonathanvera.com, or you can, of course, contact us through Messenger.
And finally, just to remind you that Steve Legg we give away whatever, 25%.
25%.
Everything that you give us,
Yeah.
we give to charity or to a guest who is also, like me, in the same position. So he's given of his time tonight so beautifully and so entertained you. And we're going to bless him a little bit with some money this week.
Absolutely.
So
thank you for all those, Rachel. Thank you for putting those up for me. I'm very grateful.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here she is in her sequin dress, doing her... Here she is. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Susie V.
He knows how to spoil
That's gonna
something,
be
doesn't he?
Susie V. I think that's going to be the name, isn't it? Susie V. The name for thee. No, that doesn't work, does it? Go peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways.
Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim.
Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame. God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love.
Be righteous, speak truthfully in a world of greed and lies.
Show kindness, see everyone through heaven's eyes. God hold you, enfold you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace. This is for John and Liz with their little boy Noah.
Jonah.
I always call him. Just diagnosed as type 1 diabetic, and we think of you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you. Be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and be gracious to you, and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you, shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you his peace, and give you his peace. God bless you. See you next week, and see you in the week.
Thank you for your patience, guys. It was so lovely to spend the evening with you. Thank you so much. Have a good week.
Tech team, Steve, everybody, good night.